Hunting is not easy. It never has been. It takes dedication, motivation, a lot of patience, and quality gear. If you manage a food plot, put up stands, or need just one more game camera, we can help at MidwayUSA.com. We opened our doors in 1977 and continue to put customers first by offering super fast, same-day shipping. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar, zero patience for slow walkers, those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night, have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.
All right, guys. Yet another podcast here on the Outdoor Drive. This is actually our season opener. That's what this is. That's what this podcast is. This will be the last podcast before the season opens. So welcome back to episode 309 of the Outdoor Drive. This is your boy East Coast Trev, and I'm joined by the madman himself. What's up, dude?
What up?
You ready for season or what?
No, dude. Not even close.
Nobody's ready for this season. I maybe 2025. Nobody's ready for this season, I guess.
No, I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Well, you don't really have much time of hunting. And don't you leave here pretty soon?
Yeah, I might slip out before I leave, but nothing serious for sure. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm just not ready.
Anything doing?
What's that?
You got anything doing that you're ready, that you're excited about, or no?
I wouldn't say anything I'm overly excited about, but I got options, but still kind of still playing the game.
Options open. Yeah, just playing the field. You're playing the field. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I got a lot of bucks I'm swiping right on or left, or I don't know how Tinder works, but I'm swiping.
I don't know either.
Whatever.
Never really
We ain't
Tindered
matched
up.
yet, put it that way.
We ain't matched yet.
No, I had a good camera night last night. I wouldn't say half, but maybe a third of my bucks I got on camera last night were hard horned. Some still in velvet, but some hard.
Mm-hmm.
So shit's gonna get weird.
Yeah, it definitely
needed to get weird. I want it to get weird.
I know. I don't know. I feel. I don't know, with the acorn situation and the food source, I don't know. It's just going to be one of those years you're going to have to hunt. You're going to have to earn it this year, I feel like, right? Like, it's going to be one of those ones that it's just going to be – I think the rut's going to be fire. The preseason's going to be a little tougher. You're going to have to search a little harder. I don't know. It's just my thoughts.
I think early season, if you're on them, you're killing. If you're not on them, you're just going to – have long, boring sits of nothingness.
So last night went up, met with Mason. He deemed himself the intern of the Outdoor Drive. That was.
I'll prove that.
Jeez, I was messing around.
I accept.
Accept
that offer.
He's like, I'll wear that proudly. He says. But no, I went up to give him the sticks, and platform and whatnot, so he can get going. And just had an absolute blast with him. We drove around, whatever, checked out some fields, and there was deer everywhere last night, dude. It was crazy, and they're all in the fields and just kind of doing their thing. So I was like, oh man, it's gonna be one of those. You always have those field years or woods. The woods guys, especially when I was in the slaughterhouse a ton, like. You'd have the guys that were the woods hunters, and they would do really good one season. The next year would be the field guys. So, but no, I went up and hung out with him, and I was like, you know what? We really need it here at the Outdoor Drive. We need an intern. He's like, I'll wear that proudly, and I'm like, all right.
What is that job description though? Like,
I don't know. We haven't wrote it up yet, so I don't know what that would be.
Uh,
You can't be a
I got
killer
some
and an
ideas.
intern. You know?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I guess okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome though.
Yeah,
That's funny because I actually met up with Tom
yeah.
last weekend and met up with him. And dude, I don't know how long I was there, but I was there for quite some time. And you know how it is. It's just like one thing leads to another, and you're shooting the shit, and you're like looking at things and this and that and the other thing. And then Bittman was hitting me up because I was supposed to meet up with Bittman. So like I literally had to tell Tom like, dude, I got to go. Like I'm sorry, but like I could sit here all day and shoot the shit. So in the truck, fly down the road, go meet up with Bittman. Then end up hanging out with Bittman and my dad for 3 hours. You know, some garage beers were involved in that, and it was a good day, but it was not a productive day.
It's a
It was
long
just a
day of
lot of
hanging out. Yeah, but that's tailgate.
tailgate talk.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
literally gonna say
that's
it
what
was
it
just
was. Yeah,
tailgate
and
talk.
I mean, dude, it was awesome. It was great. You know,
It's
so
it's nice because
but
we talk about that because you miss those days, right? Because like once deer season starts, like early season, not so bad. You start to get into November, dude. You just don't see any people. The end of October, November, you're just doing your thing. So
yeah,
it's nice to have it. It really is nice to have it.
yeah. That's the best part about punching a tag on a buck because it's like you grind so hard. And I mean, I don't really cut back on the grind once I killed, but I'll keep grinding. But it is nice to be like, take a breath and be like, you know what? I think maybe Sunday I might watch some football this Sunday because I don't have as much pressure of being in the woods every waking hour of the season. You know?
Well, now that we've flipped the coin and you can hunt private land with rifles, it's going to add one more day that you're going to want to be in the woods, right? Like,
Yeah,
not as
that's
much
true
football
too.
time, you know?
Shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be watching
dude.
football on my phone.
Yeah, or you tag
What
out
about you?
early, right? If you shot your buck early with the rifle, then you could, I guess. But I don't know. Season's finally
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
dude.
If you punch that private land rifle tag, because you potentially could still have a public land shotgun tag, buck tag, but you
We
can't
can't
hunt
hunt on
Sundays.
Sundays,
So
right?
yeah, tag management is coming into play.
Tag management's definitely coming into play.
Coming into play for sure. I'll tell you what. Sunday, excuse me. Sunday, that was the day it poured. Me and Dad took a ride up to New Center Sports.
Oh, yeah.
Good things coming, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've been in there since Bill passed.
Mm.
And like I was kind of avoiding it. Like I didn't know how I was gonna feel about walking in there. And I figured, well, if I'm gonna go, I might as well go now. New owners, I'll be honest with you, like still a little emotional walking by the archery department because it's almost like the same but not and
I'm glad that you
whatever.
went and
But
saw it now and not 2 months ago, because you would have been even more
what's that?
depressed. I'm glad you went now
Well,
and not 2 months
that's why I
ago.
didn't.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, that's why I didn't
Oh,
go.
it was
before.
horrible. It was horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I didn't go before. But like I walked in and kind of like looked around, and then got there where the open is the archery department, and just kind of like I don't know, just kind of looked over there and like I might have had a little tear in my eye or whatever, but whatever. Took a deep breath, kept walking, whatever. But anyways, got to spend some time with the new owners and like talk to them for quite some time, dude. I was probably there for like an hour, and
Yeah.
it was just cool to like talk to them about their plans and dreams and visions of what they want to do in the future. And like, dude, like I'm super pumped for them. Like I hope everything works out and everything they dream of comes true because they've got some really good ideas and I see good things for that place in the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely 110%. I mean, what they got going on up there is super cool. I'm looking forward to talking to them on the podcast and sharing those dreams here. And then once again supporting a local shop. I mean, like, dude, we'd never really had a local shop other than to really support, right? Like it just they're all going ups and downs, and I don't know. Just to support a new business and a small business would, and be there and go there and do things. Look forward to it.
It's just one of those spots, like you talk about tailgate talk. Like that's one of those places where you can go in there on any given day and like end up in a random conversation with some dude you don't know about deer hunting or next trail camera pictures and this, and there's always like the kill photos in the lobby and like
So
like it's like it's not tailgate talk, it's like shop talk, but like there's just always just it's like a coffee shop, but
So that's, I mean, obviously,
not.
like we talk about the check-in stations and the, you know, the kill
Mhm.
posts and all that. That was my check-in station. Center Sports was
Right.
where I cut my teeth. That's where I would go every opening morning, like that, you know. And you slowly, you know, as they started to get older and it started to dwindle down, like, you know, and things started to slow down there and go a little bit slower pace. So it's really nice to watch it kind of come back to life.
Yeah.
I saw pictures. Did they bring the pond back in the lobby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's the stuff. I mean, as a kid, I remember going to the pond, and then they covered it up because they didn't do it no more. So I'm happy for
Yeah.
them. I'm
There's
really
actually a couple fish in it.
I'm genuinely happy for them. Those are
Yeah.
those memories that you know, now we can share with the little ones, because that's just so
and they're
cool.
young too. The new owners are young. They're like our age.
Yeah.
So it's good. Good fresh blood.
Oh, it is super.
And I was talking to them, and they were saying like you wouldn't believe how many people don't even know there was a change. Like some people are calling up, they don't even know Bill passed away.
Right.
So they're calling up Bill for that. But like just in general, as a whole, they think they'll like walk in. Excuse me, sorry. They don't know what's going on. Like, are you closing? Like, what's going on here? And like, no,
Yeah.
new owners. And like the word's not even out that like there's been a change there. So I'm sure, and then especially coming into the season and throughout the season, like word will get out and people will start figuring out what's going on up there. But definitely check it out for sure.
No, absolutely. Go and support a local shop. I mean, you can't push that enough. So, dude, is there any Killer's Corners yet or anything? Or are we still kind of early on that? There's nothing really doing.
I think I had one, but I forgot to write it down. Now I don't remember what it was.
That's all right. We'll save it for next week. But for everybody that doesn't know what the Killer's Corner, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we do have a Facebook group called The Outdoor Drive. Find us on Facebook. Join the group. Come and hang out, chat, ask questions, be part of the group. And if you post up your kill, whether you catch a fish, shoot a deer, shoot a pheasant, a duck, whatever the case may be, tell your story. And then we'll feature it here on the Outdoor Drive in the Killer's Corner. So, you know, with it being season again, Steve will bring that back. That's his favorite thing of the week is the Killer's Corner. He started that from day one. So, yeah, make sure to check that out. And I'm just excited for the upcoming season. You know, and one of the things, if I can pass a note on to everybody, is just make sure to congratulate your local hunting buddies or friends, or if you see a picture of somebody with a deer, say congratulations to them. That's super important. It goes miles, you know, and just tell them nice job, congratulations. Take that second and just congratulate somebody for their success. I mean, that goes miles. I think it's absolutely huge. And then let's get through the sponsors, and then we'll get on, you know, Rodger, or as Chris would say, Dean, Rodger Dean, the father-son duo at Bowguy, Rodger and Rodger of
Bowguy. Brother Rodger.
What 3 and 4? Yeah. Bowguy Customs. So Bowtech refused to fall. If you guys haven't gone and shot Bowtech, make sure you do it. The season is only here on Monday, so if you guys are going to do it, you probably should get down there tomorrow and shoot a Bowtech and switch up your bow now. No, just kidding. But get down to your local bow shop and just shoot one. Refuse to follow. Some really good bows from them at Bowtech. Latitude Outdoors.
That was my Killer's Corner. Caleb,
yes, with his beautiful.
Caleb Mauser. Yeah, Kentucky,
big Kentucky buck.
That's what it was. I knew I'd remember. Actually, I didn't think I was going to remember, but I remembered.
Latitude Outdoors. Some really good stuff coming from them. If you guys are mobile hunting, make sure to get on over to their website. The Ranger 33, the Method 3, the Profile Pocket. There's just a ton of really good stuff from them. Make sure you use the promo code Outdoor Drive. And then Working Class Bowhunter, WCB, workingclassbowhunter.com. Some really cool t-shirts and some other apparel. The new Kill Bottle is out. Use promo code Outdoor Drive over there. Get yourself a cool Killer's cap, Huntworth, kill cap from WCB, and nothing more than get more for less with Huntworth. If you guys are looking for early season gear, go and check out Huntworth. Fourth Arrow camera arms for all of you guys that are filming. Second POV. angles, camera arms, monopods, tripods, you name it, for all of your camera needs. And then last but not least, Aaron Satterfield over at Sadie's Fatties, Mr. SaddiesLLC.com. Get yourself some ammunition for the turkey season, for varmint hunting, for waterfowl hunting. Make sure you tell them that the Outdoor Drive sent you. So make sure to go check out the sponsors. Wouldn't be possible without them. So we appreciate them. Stevie, you got anything?
Dude, I like how you went from like working class bow hunter to Huntworth with no comma.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just
run on sentence.
Well, I'm just excited to get on the boys, man. Like, I'm just excited. Let's get
I don't think you're excited. I think you're hungry and you want to go eat dinner.
Well, that's probably what it is too. But I mean, we had a great podcast.
You gotta go cook.
You
have to go cook.
Well, no, I don't think so. I think I smell the food's already been made, but no, it's
getting cold.
So just to explain all you guys in podcast land, so we just recorded next week's podcast, and then we record the intro after. We got to stay on the phone.
Tell people our secrets.
Yeah, no, but we got to spend the time with a great guest who's coming out next week. You guys won't want to miss it, I promise you. It's a great podcast. They're all great podcasts, but it's something that I looked forward to for a long time, and he's just a genuine great dude. Kills more 200 inches than anybody in the world, in my opinion. So that's next week. But this week, we have Rodger Dean and Rodger Dean on from Bowguy Custom Archery. And if it's okay, can we get him on now? So I can go eat?
Yeah, dude, this is a good episode.
Okay. Listen, it is probably one of the best opening day podcasts that you could possibly have.
100%.
Is with the Deans, or Rodger Deans from Bowguy Custom.
Right.
So, hey, without further ado, let's get the boys on the line. The Outdoor Drive Podcast. All right, guys, we're back on with the Rodgers, 3rd and 4. So what's going on, Rodgers?
What's happening? What's going on?
How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's probably a little harder for you guys to jump on than for us because it's bow tuning season and everyone's kind of on that last leg of getting things ready before the opener.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bows, arrow builds, all kinds of stuff, man. You name it, we're doing it right now, and we're jamming pretty good. So
why do people wait until the last second?
I've been trying to figure that out for a long time, and I think it's just because everybody's in that summer mode, and you get that one cool night in August, and all of a sudden it snaps, and they're like, man, deer season's close, and then they start pulling their stuff out, and they're like, yo, I need my stuff done. And, so do the other 30, 40 people that called me last week, so it gets pretty backed up pretty quick, and it happens every year. I mean, I try to push it early and try to get people in early, but nobody really pays attention because they're too busy chasing fish or doing whatever else they're doing.
And it's crazy because we try to push it too. Like, hey, guys, get your stuff together. Like, let's get things going. You should be out shooting your bow, whatever. We're always reminding every single week since June, right, to like tune your bow and stuff. And I get it. I grew up in a household where like it was a week before season and my dad would be strumming through everything, trying to get everything ready. So you just try to be ahead of the game and get things ready. Steve's pretty good at pushing you to get your stuff ready because he's always out grinding. So,
dude, I kind of pushed it a little bit farther than usual this year too, and I kind of did it by design. Me and Rodger talked about it because I shoot so much, right? And like I don't want to get it done too early in the summer. Like try to find that like middle of the road thing.
Yeah, so you're not shooting it out.
Shooting it out, yeah. And I thought I had a pretty good time window, but I don't know. It took probably about 2 weeks because that string I ordered took a little bit longer, but it all worked out. I mean, I think it's peaked out. I mean, my bow's shooting probably the best it's ever shot right now.
Awesome, happy to hear that.
And like you said, it was a perfect time to kind of break it in without shooting it out.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, keep it fresh for the season. Make sure you're staying in tune and time and all that stuff. So definitely good timing. I think if I had to pick the perfect time, I would say like June 1st all the way till season. Like if you could just June 1st would probably be my pick for like when you really start pulling it out and and get it looked at and make sure you don't need strings and stuff. Because once you hit like July, middle of July, then all the string builders get way backed up too, and then you're at the mercy of them. It's out of my hands at that point. So.
Well, why don't we take this thing right into four-wheel drive? Why don't you guys tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you guys do?
Well, we're the Rodgers. I'm Rodger 3. This is Rodger 4. He's my 19-year-old son. And we're from Jersey. We own and operate a small archery business called Bowguy Custom Archery. We do everything from custom strings to custom arrows to tuning, setups. I mean, we could get you anything you need accessory-wise. We're top to bottom, full legit archery. And we hunt like heck, man. It's our favorite thing in the world to do, and we can't get get out there soon enough. We got one more week to go here in Jersey, and that's about it.
Let's rewind this thing right back to the start. So where did Bowguy start from, and like where did you enter yourself into this whole realm and learning and so on and so forth to make it to what it is today?
Bowguy started in 21, but I've been doing this stuff since I was a kid. I mean, I started building arrows when I was 10 years old. I probably put my first bow in a press when I was like 12 years old. And I grew up in an archery shop here in New Jersey in Lakewood. It's called A&M Archery. So I went there with my dad a lot, shot a lot of leagues there. And then we got into like 3D shooting. And we traveled all over the state mostly when I was a kid. We didn't get too big into it. And then I would say probably my early 20s, we got into like competitive shooting a little bit more. And we started, traveling to shoot 3D shoots and whatnot. And we were just blown through bowstrings like crazy. And they were expensive. So we were like, why don't we just make our own bowstrings? So we got set up and started making our own bowstrings. And then kind of just started like advertising it to friends and had it small or whatnot. And because we were working regular jobs, we do construction and stuff. So we were always working and kind of just something on the side. And then around 21, it started really kicking off. Like, it was really gaining traction and whatnot. So I decided to brand with Bowguy. And as soon as I branded it, it just took itself by the reins, and, it's been growing ever since. So now I've been able to incorporate my son into it, teaching him how to do some things. And I learned, a lot through the years prior to getting to our own thing at Bowguy. I worked at some shops, I worked at local shops, worked at Lancaster Archery. I worked under Daryl Gunn, who's like, well known here in Jersey. So I had a lot of good people around me, just kind of teaching me the ropes and pointing me in the right direction. And now we're here.
That's awesome. That's super cool. Like, and it's there. It's kind of a lost art. There's not very many bow tuners, or it's not. It's not easy to walk into a shop, and they just seem to be dropping left and right, these bow shops, and at least good ones anyways.
Yeah, 100%. And I had a customer pick up tonight, and I literally said, verbatim, it's a lost art. It's like a mechanic, right? Like you have one guy you want to work on your truck because he does it right every time. He's going to be honest with you. He's doing it how it's supposed to be done. And you just build that relationship with him. And I think this is the same because, to people that are doing this because they love it, it's important. And they want to know that their stuff's done right. So that's why I try to keep it personal. Everything's kind of one-on-one, you know what I mean? And all my customers have my cell phone number. They could text me, call me, ask questions, whatever. And I like doing it that way to kind of just give them the confidence they need when they're out there doing what they love to do.
So one of the things that like we have a huge gripe with bow shops is like you walk into a bow shop and they're like super one-sided. Like they're opinionated in one way or another, and it seems as if like you're not, like you're super open to whatever and everything.
Oh yeah, 100%. You like what you like. It's not my job to sell you stuff or tell you what to like. So I kind of just, I listen to what the customer has to say, and if they ask for my opinion, I'll give it. But other than that, if you tell me you want something done a certain way, or you want this worked on, or you want these broadheads or these arrows, I'm all about building you what you want. That's going to give you confidence in the field. That's, I think, what sets us apart is like, my goal is confidence. My goal is not selling a $1,000 ticket on accessories that you don't need or that I think you should have. You know what I mean? I want you to be confident with what you have and what you like. And I think that's what's most important.
So what is like, take us through like when a customer calls you to look for a tune or whatever, like kind of walk us through what that kind of looks like.
A lot of times when people reach out to me, it's because they're due for new strings. I do have some customers that buy new bows at shops and they're just not comfortable with how the setup was or how the bows operate. And so I kind of just run through a bunch of questions. You know what I mean? I ask them what kind of bow they're shooting, obviously, what specs the bow was set up at, and what kind of issues they're having. And then when I get it, regardless of, if I'm not restringing it and I'm just kind of setting it up for them or looking over the tune, is I kind of just break the bow all the way back down and start fresh and kind of just do things my way. So we'll do cam timing. We'll look at a center shot. We'll make sure the rest is, at the right elevation, the arrow's coming through the bow at the right point. And then we'll start tying some stuff on and start shooting through paper and making adjustments as they're needed.
So how does one know that like their strings are worn out? Because like I know growing up, I just shot, and not even know that your strings are even worn out. You just shoot.
Midway USA has ammo for your next hunt. If it quacks, honks, whistles, or cackles, snorts, gobbles, grunts, bleats, or bugles, you need to shop before your season starts at Midway USA. The right hunting ammo makes all the difference, and at Midway USA, we've got a massive selection of premium hunting ammo from top brands like Winchester, Hornady, and Federal. From big game to small varmint, you'll find the perfect load for every hunt. And with fast, reliable shipping, you'll be ready when the season starts. For just about everything for hunting, shop MidwayUSA.com.
Witness the fight the boxing world has been waiting for on Netflix. Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford face off for the first time in their legendary careers for the Super Middleweight Championship in Las Vegas. The winner will walk away the greatest of their era. Watch Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford Saturday, September 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Live only on Netflix.
Habitat loss is the greatest threat to our flats fisheries. That's why Bonefish and Tarpon Trust has been committed to restoring and conserving essential fish habitat for more than 25 years. From Florida to Belize, from the Bahamas to Mexico, we're restoring natural flows, replanting mangroves, and opposing unwise coastal development. But we can't do it alone. Help us bring science to the fight for the future of the fisheries we love. Become a member today at btt.org.
You'll start seeing differences in the performance of the bow mostly. I mean, especially with this new stuff. Like, I had one last year I was shooting. It was right before season, of course. And, like Steve was saying, like, you have that window. Like, I shoot a ton too. So I restrung kind of early. I shot for 3 or 4 months. And by the time it got to like 2 weeks before season, my center serve was starting to come apart in between my soft knocks under my D-loop. And I just started hitting real low, like out of nowhere. And I was like, man, something's not right. So when I got digging and I saw it was that. So a lot of times when you're seeing flaws in performance, it's typically going to be something inside the strings, because it's like a car when you tune a hot rod, right? You got to adjust the carburetor, set the timing on it. That's where all that comes from. That's your carburetor. That's your distributor on your bow. That's where all of your performance is coming from. So around the cams, you might see some serving separation. In the cables where it's coming through the rollers. I mean, anywhere that there's any kind of serving or any kind of bends, that's where you would start to look for any kind of flaws in the strings.
I don't know if strings are made better now than they were 15 years ago or so, or I don't know what causes it, but I find that I can tell my strings stretched before you can physically see it. And the other reason why I think I notice it quicker is shooting a single pin roller now, having like 20, 21, 22, 23 yards. I'll start, like you said, I'm low just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking just noticeably just below, even at 20 yards, and I'll roll it. It's now with my 20s, 21.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now once you're not carrying like 3 yards, 23 yards, like probably time to start thinking about it. Like, I'm not going to wait until I start seeing frayed serving. When I'm already losing 1 or 2 yards, I'm starting to look for a new string already.
I feel as if it's reversed though, Steve, because back then I would just shoot the bow and it would just shoot, Now,
well, back then too, you had there was a lot less tuning involved too, right? Like, I don't know, you guys have been in it a long time, so like bows used to have steel cables. They didn't move.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only thing you would see is that your string was starting to come apart, or you could probably just shoot them more, but you also weren't shooting 3-inch groups at 60 yards
Nope.
15 years ago either. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
all, it all goes hand in
What
hand. But
yardage?
what's that?
What would you say for yardage?
60 yards?
Hell no, dude. 15 years ago, 40 yards was a poke.
40.
Oh, that was yeah. You
I was like, dude, I don't want nothing. Not even on phone, dude. I'm like, screw that. 35 max, dude.
You're
Yeah,
hoping to hit a
that's
pie
that
plate
guy.
at 20. What are you talking about, dude? Like, if I could hit a pie plate at 20, I knew I was going hunting. That was about it.
That's it.
No, it's crazy. It's how far we've come, but at the you look at a bow, they haven't changed that much. Like,
No, I mean, it's there's only one way it could work, right?
yeah,
You
but
know,
the performance and what you can do with the bow now compared to even 10, 15 years ago, it's wild.
absolutely, and that's all because of the geometry. They just changed the shapes of everything and figured out how to make them work better. And that's that's where you get all your speed and your efficiency and your smooth draws and all that stuff. That all comes from the geometry of it. But other than that, it's all the same parts.
What do you think that there's one thing that is that it has changed from then till now that was an absolute failure?
Oh man, just there's so much that you could touch on with that, but I don't know if there's anything that's an absolute failure. But I think like one of the biggest nemesises to the whole game anymore is kind of the internet. To be honest, like it was. I think people enjoyed it more, and it was more for the cause back then than now. I think there's a lot more pressure and a lot more opinions out there because of social media. So I think like I don't know. I'm kind of old school, so like I kind of like the whole value of it. You know what I mean? Like without too many people giving you too much advice and just go out and have some fun. I think that was like kind of the biggest draw on it is kind of that. But as far as like the equipment goes, and I don't know, I think they kind of plateaued like 10 years ago, but it's all pretty good from what it was.
Well, I mean, it was the years, it wasn't all that long ago that we had overdraws and 7.7 XX775s. I mean, like that was
I'll be hitting on XX75.
Super slams, yeah. You thought you were Chuck Adams in the woods, man.
No, that was the XX78, baby. That's
Yeah.
extra thick wall.
Yup. Knock them down, dude. It was like throwing trees at them.
Yeah.
But that wasn't all that long ago. Like it really wasn't.
No.
And I mean, we were efficient to 20 yards and we killed a ton of deer with them. Like it was, I mean, and then they started getting speed and carbon and all this craziness. And now everybody's looking for so much more out of a bow.
Well, that's what that's my only, it's kind of what I was like leaning towards. Just like I miss the simplicity of it. I think is just like the better way to put it. Like I love social media. I love the internet. I just think like it's just we complicate it so much more now than we had to. And you guys know, because you've been in it so long, like it was simple. You went and bought thunderheads at Walmart, spun them on your Easton arrows, and that was it.
Come to think of it, and maybe you know this off the what was like say like XX75. I don't remember what we were shooting. What 2312 or something like that.
2312, 2315.
What was something like that, like grain per inch? Like I don't even know, and I shot them forever.
I couldn't tell you the actual grain per inch, but they actually finished pretty light. The aluminum's lighter than people give it credit for. The carbon is actually probably heavier than the aluminum.
I guess my point is I would get some 2312 XX75, some Muzzy 3-blade 100 grain, screw them on with some 4-inch Durabanes. Dude, I have no idea how much that arrow weighed. Never even thought to even care. Like that's
exactly.
It was my arrow. This is my arrow. I put my broadhead on it. How much did it weigh? I don't know. I never
400 something grains, probably like the 440s, something like that.
Never even thought about it. Wasn't even curious. Like it didn't matter.
I just remember those days. I mean, it would be, a couple nights before opening day, because it was always like, it was like going to church, right? It was like a holiday, in my house. And like, I remember like having the pot boiling and you have your feathers in the steam and you'd roll them through, make sure, your 3 or 4 hunting arrows were absolutely perfect, had brand new on them. Like I miss that. Like I genuinely miss that stuff. Like that was it, dude. Like that was life.
Yeah. And that's what I try to do here, like with my son and, and my other kids too. I have 5 kids, and I try to keep it like a heritage for us, like a tradition for us. So like, we get all amped up. Like, we'll probably wait until 2 days or a day before season and lay all our gear out and make sure we got everything and pack our bags and make sure nothing's missing. And we'll probably still be missing something opening morning. You know what I mean? But it's the same way for us. And I think that's kind of like what a lot of people got away from. And I think that's what needs to come back to it, to keep hunting what it was and to build it back up. I think that's what we need to bring back, is just tradition.
I think that, and like you said, the internet does that. We all, like yourselves, we start to film and we start to do this and we try to, YouTube videos and whatnot, and we kind of
Which
get
is
sucked away
fun.
from. It's a fun, but the thing is, you get sucked away from the real meaning of the simplicity of going and enjoying it. Like, opening morning is being, spent with your son, and like those are those things that we should be doing. Like, make our time to do it. I know me and Steve, we always make the time to do it and hunt with our dads. You want opening day of rifle, open day of bow season. Like, I mean, you go and you hang the camera, and you just kind of do your thing and you just hunt. Like, that's the way that it should be. Like, I don't know. I miss it. We talk about it all the time. Like, I don't know how they did it in Jersey back in the day, but like here we used to have check-in stations and game poles. Everybody's hanging out and camp, and
Yeah.
it's
Metal
just
tags and check-in stations and
oh.
tailgate stories, man. And that's what I try to pass on to him. I mean, that's what you enjoy the most about it, right? It's just kind of like the time we have together and stuff.
Yep.
That's what's special for us. It's not about, like, we kill decent deer every year, but if we didn't, we're just happy that we're out there doing it together.
Mhm. What do you think is one of like your most like memorable or favorite hunts together that you guys have shared?
What do you think?
I'd have to say Indiana 2022.
No, go ahead and tell them about that.
So it was the last day on our trip in Indiana, and we were a little not down, but we were having doubts on whether we were gonna see or shoot
was
anything.
slow,
Yeah,
right?
it was really slow that week. So we went out one last time. It was both of us, and then my sister and her boyfriend were with us. And we split up about 50, 60 yards, around that. And we got on this real good creek edge that we've seen them and everything. So we picked trees. We sat spot. Sorry.
You're good. We're like 50 yards apart, and it was getting down to like pretty low light. And I just bowed my head, man. I prayed real hard. And I was like, yeah, just make this happen. You know what I mean? And I was sitting there, and it had to be 10 minutes before dark. And like you said, he was like 50, 60 yards from me up on this, like, just going up this ridge edge. And I was down in the bottom, on this creek bed. And out of nowhere, I just hear a meh. And I knew, dude, but I just lit up. I was like, no way. And all of a sudden, you heard boom. And I heard something take off. And I was like, come on, he just drilled one. So I heard it, and I didn't get to see it because my daughter was in a double set with me, and her boyfriend was with him. So like 5 minutes goes by, and I'm like pumped up, dude. I'm like high-fiving my daughter in a tree. I'm like, your brother just cranked one. Like, it's so cool. And out of my peripheral on the left, I see this deer coming up this other. It was like a valley. So he's coming up the other edge, and he's starting to drop back down. And I'm like, he's heading to bedding. And I was like, yeah, it's now or never. So I got my grunt tube hanging behind me, and I just grabbed it, and I did one little subtle grunt, just a meh. And he stops dead in his tracks. I'm like, oh God, here it comes. Deer makes a total 90, walks straight out in front of me. I get him like 35, 40 yards. I got like 2 minutes left to lead a light. I could hardly see. I'm coming in and out of my peep. I'm like, all right, I got full draw on him. And I'm just like, that's it right there, man. And like, when I shoot a buck, I don't know why, but I feel like something higher takes over. And as I'm releasing, like, I just knew that arrow was going to hit its mark. And same thing, you heard that smack, and I just watched him roll. I dropped him right there. And I came in a little high, but where I hit him was like up in his shoulder. And he rolled, and I one-lunged him, and then it came in and hit like the top of his heart. And we just lost it. I mean, it was like probably definitely the coolest hunting experience I've ever had in my life, just because I got to share it with him, and that was his first buck. It was a good spike he shot, and I shot an 8-pointer out there, and I had 2 of my kids with me, and her boyfriend was there too. So it was just a super cool experience, just to have that many people be there for it. You know what I mean? The phone calls are cool and stuff, but when they're there for it, it's totally different.
That's so cool, and especially when you're hunting a property and you guys are so close and you can hear one another. Like that is the coolest thing in the world. And then they you both
100%.
be
Sure.
successful.
Yep, yep. And it was public land. It was all DIY. You know, we had no leads. We found that spot on accident, topo mapping, and we just it was like our last ditch effort. We are like, yeah, let's go give this place a try, and it wound up working out for us, and it was super cool. It was definitely one I'll never forget.
So do you typically go and hunt Indiana a lot, or was this was just a full run and you went there for the first time? Have you been back since?
That was my third year there, but we hunt out west every year. Indiana is typically where we go every year.
Okay.
We have some friends out there now. You know, we made friends with people by going out all the time, and so Indiana is where we go, and we just go by over the counter, and we just go look at some public. We scout pieces. Like we don't just necessarily go to the same spots, but that's where we start, and you know wherever we end up landing, and typically we're successful every year, so it's a lot of fun.
What is kind of like your steps and procedures when you do get to those out of states? Because like it can be kind of daunting, right? And not knowing what to do or where to go. Like what do you guys try to do before you touch ground there?
Well, the first year out there it was intimidating because like it's flat here in Jersey, and I know like in Connecticut there's some terrain and stuff, and it's very similar, but it's a lot lower than what we were dealing with out there. So initially it was kind of like let's look at the maps and see what kind of public land is around us, right? And then we start looking at okay, where do we have easy access? Because honestly, that's the stuff we want to ditch. You know, we don't want the easy access stuff. So we start just making a list and we just drive around and we just check out these spots. And then we're like, okay, this one's roadside. There's tons of tire tracks. Let's go to the next one, see what we find. And then once we find stuff that looks like it's like kind of annoying to get to, then we put boots on the ground. Then we run some cameras out there, and sometimes they got to be static. Sometimes we get some cell service, and but a lot of times it's not even that. We're not even running cameras. We look at it, we scout it, we mark some pins, and then the next morning, typically we get some sits in. We start kind of just moving around, and it's worked out pretty well for us so far.
That's super awesome. Yeah, and it keeps it fun, right? Because like you're not tied to something, you're not tied to a trail camera that you've been watching since July, like and when something does come by, that old curiosity. I mean, talk about going back to the old days. Like we never had trail cameras. You were in the
No,
stand, dude, and if an 8-pointer or a 6-pointer or a spike horn will go by, like you don't know what else is there, man. Like it's you and them. Like that's the trophy. Like that's what you're there
yep,
for, and that's what you want to kill. Like that's really
Well,
and
Rod,
that's how we hunt. You
you
know, like that's our. We don't really run cameras a lot. You know, we do just kind of to see if we're getting an inventory of deer, just to see what's around, and we'll put them on trails. But if nothing shows up, like we still go and sit. And 9 out of 10 deer that we shoot, we never seen before.
hmm,
So last year actually was the first deer I ever had on trail camera that I killed.
really.
Yep.
See, I love that. I genuinely love that. Like
Yeah.
there's no stress. And I think, and to touch on that, like you have these trail cameras that are in the woods and you have like this anticipation. And I know I've done it in past years. Like you put a camera somewhere and you watch it, say it's a cell camera, and you like that's law. Like if there's not deer on it, you don't go and hunt it, and you literally will blow that spot off because you think that there's a mock scrape there and the bucks didn't hit it, so why should you hunt it? And then you go back in there like at the end of the year to collect your camera or mid-season, and like the place is completely torn up, dude. They just
Yep.
didn't show up on camera, and you literally wasted half of the season waiting for something to show up on camera that never came.
Exactly. And that's what happened last year. I had when I shot that deer that I had on camera, I hunted him. He showed up on the 27th, then the 28th again, then the 29th. So he was like regular. I was like, all right, I still have the same wind. It's southwest. I got to get in there tomorrow. So on the 30th, I hunted it. I saw that deer. I watched him for an hour and a half. He didn't walk by my camera one time. I hunted again that night. He didn't come out, but I had some doe in there and stuff, and it was the October 30th or October 30th. So we're getting close to the rut. So I was like, all right, if there's doe in the area, he's in here somewhere. I saw him in the morning, so I went back the next morning, and I had him in for 45 minutes before I shot him. He didn't walk in front of my camera one time. Even when I shot him, he wasn't in front of my camera. So if I went by the rule of the camera, I probably wouldn't have shot that deer.
See, that's and I think that in talk about like all those things that we get sucked into. That's one of those things that we get sucked into is the
That's
camera.
where the old school stuff kind of takes over, and it's worth it to for me. That's why we hunt like that.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you. Dan Young from the Outdoor Call Radio, he actually chimed in when we were talking about it. I didn't see the comments. So he said 2314 at 29 inches is around 425 grains. 2413s at 28 inches with a 100 grain muzzy were about 440, and that was back in 1989, he said.
Yeah, but our bows, IBO speeds are so much slower too, so.
Oh, you were talking 240s, 250s on a good day.
Added overdraw and got 10 extra feet per second.
Yeah, shooting a 24-inch arrow with a 29-inch draw length.
2314 at 29 inches were around 425.
Yeah.
Dude, they were classic, man. And the old Mario, and then remember when they came out in digital camo and it was like, whoo, baby.
Can't see me.
I remember when Drury's had the first actual trail camera, and it was like the size of this, like a tower of a
Wild Eye or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
they took like 12D batteries that weighed like as much as a cinder block. You had to carry it out into the woods.
My first trail camera took a roll of film.
Yeah, I had one of them.
Roll in there, and you had like 24 exposures, and then you'd have to pull the film out and then go to whatever CVS and get it.
You're at the 1 hour photo, like, come on.
Yeah, just to get 23 pictures of like the wind and squirrels.
Yeah, and a raccoon on the tree.
Yeah, and one deer ass because the trigger speed was so slow.
Yep, 100%.
Full allowance on it.
Wild times, man, but we still killed them. Isn't that crazy?
You know, the thing that bothers me the most about trail cameras is it robs me of anticipation, right?
Yeah.
So like before trail cameras, before like the night before opening day, I would lay in bed and dream about the biggest buck I could imagine. Like tomorrow he could be out there. Like who knows what might come by tomorrow.
At Midway USA, we put customers first. The Nitro Express shipping system is icing on the cake. It was a big investment of time and money to take super fast, low-cost shipping to a whole new level. The Nitro Express helps ensure same-day shipping and low shipping costs. We hope you enjoy the Nitro Express. We built it just for you. For just about everything for the outdoors, go to MidwayUSA.com. I'm Larry Potterfield with Midway USA. Thanks for your business.
For almost 50 years, Midway USA has been America's go-to source for just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Go to MidwayUSA.com to see our latest deals and promotions and take advantage of our super fast same-day shipping. If you need a cooler, a new fishing rod, another rifle, ammo, or a reloading press, you can find it all at MidwayUSA.com. Thanks for your business.
Join us at a Friends of NRA event where freedom, fun, and firearms come together like nowhere else. With more than 600 events held across the country, there's always one happening near you. From exciting games to exclusive auctions featuring one-of-a-kind firearms and gear you won't find anywhere else. Whether you're a lifelong hunter, a competitive shooter, or simply passionate about defending freedom, there is a seat for you. Visit friendsofnra.org to find an event near you and get ready for a night you won't forget.
Yeah. And now with trail cameras, I mean, there's always, especially during the rut or whatever, there's always a chance that like some rando is going to come walk by that you've never seen before, some giant, right? But for the most part, in the back of your head, you're like, all right, I pretty much know what I'm going to see or what I could see. I know what if the biggest deer that I have on trail camera all summer long is a 130, I'm probably not going to see a 180 tomorrow. You know what I mean? And like, is it possible? Yes, but it's hard to like convince yourself that. But without trail cameras, you're like, dude, there's definitely a 180 in here.
It lets you dream, right?
Yeah.
It gives you that imagination. There's dreams, and that's so much what I try to instill into them. And I ask him all the time still. I'm like, yo, do you want to bait? Because we can. He's like, no, I don't want to bait. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Like, even with the trail cameras, it's like we put them out, and it's like whatever comes by them comes by them. If not, we're still gonna go sit those spots, and whatever comes by. It's just if it gets you excited, that's our rule. If you get shaken, you better be ready to shoot it.
And that's
So
the way it should be, honestly, because I think that you have this anticipation, like Steve just said, is like what deer is going to come by. So if a smaller deer comes by, you're like, oh no, no, old Tyson's still in here,
did
dude.
that
And
bite you?
Yeah, that happened to me in the past before.
really?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had one show up like 5:30. We were on our way to go hunt, and later on in the hunt, we saw a 6-pointer and like a 4-pointer or something. And I let the 6-pointer go because we had an 8-pointer on the camera at 5:30.
But that
And
six
then
pointer got you going though.
and then what'd you say the next day?
I should have shot it.
Should have shot it.
Yep.
Yeah, if you'll
Yeah.
shoot it on the first day, or you shoot it on the last day, you shoot it on the first day. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't pass on the first day what you would shoot on the last day is what they say. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the worst thing too is now with trail cameras, you actually recognize and you're familiar with those smaller bucks too, right? So you'll get this like little 6-pointer on camera all the time. So like without trail cameras, you'd be like, oh, what's that? And you'd it's a 6-pointer. Okay, cool. Now you're like, oh, there's that stupid 6-pointer again. That's
Yeah.
all every day. Like, shit.
Yep.
t-
You just gotta take it, I guess, for what it is, and that's what we just try to keep that mindset. At least now, when he gets older or whatever and gets some more deer under his belt, then then be picky and stuff. That's what I tell him. I'm like, dude, just shoot everything for now.
Everything.
yeah.
Everything.
Yep.
You're pretty liberal with tags down in Jersey too. You can shoot a lot of deer, can't you?
We're allowed unlimited does in the zone we hunt,
Mm.
and then we can shoot 7 bucks a season between all the seasons.
Oh, number 4, you got to go on a killing spree, buddy.
Oh yeah. This
Stack
show's
them up.
happened.
Stack them up like cordwood.
So
Oh,
what
yeah.
I say is like you never learn how to kill deer unless you kill deer. First off,
That's it.
that's the
Yeah.
number one thing. You don't know what to do. Like and that's what a lot of people do. Like say if they have a 160 that they're chasing, but they've only shot 3 deer. When that 160 comes in, that deer is 3 times smarter than you are when it comes to being in the woods, and you're gonna make those mistakes. If you haven't shot 20 deer before then, you're probably potentially gonna screw it up, right? Like that's potentially what could happen, right? Because you need to learn how to shoot deer to kill more deer. But the other thing is, everybody that has a ton of wall mounters on the wall, they also have a pile of spikes, forks, fork horns, 6-pointers. There's a pile of them in the corner, dude. They didn't just hit.
Killer's gonna kill.
I was just having this conversation with a friend before we went on the air, right? And like, as you progress, like, you might hold out you might not shoot spike buck. You might be beyond that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then you get like social media or whatever, you get those, what are you, too good to shoot a spike buck? Yeah, I am. But you know how many I shot to get there? It's not like,
Exactly.
it's not that there wasn't a time in my life where I wasn't like that. Trust me, there was a time in my life everything died. 100% everything died. And if I passed deer, my dad would beat my ass when I got back to the truck.
Yep.
But because
Spike
of
tacos taste the same as 8-point tacos.
Right.
but because of those years, it allows me to be a little bit more selective now. But you don't just wake up and just start hunting and all of a sudden you just want to just hold out for a 140 every year. Like, that's preposterous, man. Just kill.
Yeah, and it's insane because like there's a lot of people in the new generation, and even like because I have such a broad clientele, like I'll have people coming to me at like brand new bows and stuff, and they'll just show me pictures, and I'll be like, "That's a good one." They're like, there's a bigger one. I'm probably gonna hold off." I'm like, "Yeah, how many deer have you killed?" They're like, "Oh, it's my 2nd year. I haven't killed a deer yet." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, bro!" Like to have that mindset already, it's like, man, you're missing out on the whole point.
I don't even think that's social media, but that's TV too. I think.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's only 3.5, and you're like 3.5, dude. 3.5 is.
Like that deer's old, bro.
He's 2 years too old. Like, you could have shot that thing 2 years ago.
Yeah, 3.5. We'll shoot every single one of them.
I don't know. There's still some days that I'm hunting, bro, and something goes by, and if it's just been that kind of season, he just still might get it. Like, I don't really care. Like, I don't know. like for example, this year, dude, my freezer went down halfway through the winter. Like it's empty. So
Yeah.
it's all bets off. Like I don't care. I never cared before. Like there's some years I shoot small bucks. I don't really care. Like it is
You're
what
out of
it is.
burger meat, they look a lot bigger.
If it's brown, it's down.
I just think that the like you said, the internet, the TV, it just makes people hunt totally different. Like we never
It
grew up
does.
hunting like that. Like I don't
And
know.
I'm all about posting up your hunts and post. Like I post all the time. I love social media for that aspect, But I feel like if it puts a lot of pressure on some people, especially new hunters. I feel is like they just go in there and they're like, oh, that's too small. Because like you said, every show they watched is like, oh, we got to let that one walk. It's like a 135-inch deer. You're like, what are you doing? But I think that's the only thing that's kind of missing from it now. It's just that the whole going in there and doing it for the tradition and what you're doing. You're out there to hunt for food and to help conservation, to manage the herds and stuff. And I think trophy hunting has gotten so big that it's kind of taken the younger generation away from earning their stripes to let the spike walk, to let the 4-pointer walk. You know what I mean? Like, I just wish the younger generation and people that don't have those kills under their belt would just start hammering them. Kill them and post them. Be proud of that.
One thing that I contemplate with myself just about every year, just to reality check myself, because I've had years. Last year I went off and shot anything that had horns pretty much. The year before that I was hunting one buck and one buck only and didn't kill him. You know what I mean? Like I've progressed different depending on the year. I have different goals in mind. And what I do to reality check myself is I ask myself, if there was no social media, would you hunt the same way you're hunting right now? And
Yep.
I can look myself in the mirror and say, yes. Without social media, I would still be chasing this 150 all season long because I don't care about the posts. I'm hunting the deer for me. When I have a year like last year where I smashed like 3-3-year-olds, without social media, I'm still smashing those 3-3-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
because everything I do in the woods, I do it for myself. I like to share it with other people and share the story and share the pictures with families and friends and listeners and all that stuff. But like at the end of the day, I do what I do for me.
Yep, you got to be happy. And I mean, you're the one putting the time in. You're the one who's doing that work. And, if that's what makes you happy and excited and fulfilled at the end of the year, then, dude, by all means. And that's how we stand, too. It's just, I don't care what anybody thinks. Like you said, I like sharing out with everybody. And, I want to try to push my message to people, obviously. But if you don't like the deer I killed, that's a you problem. You know what I mean? Don't make me feel bad about it because I was happy. So.
That goes along the lines of what we say all the time: is hunt your own hunt, man. Like what's good for you might not be good for him, and what's good for him might not be good for you. But who cares, dude? You're hunting your own hunt. That's what helps. And everybody has their own situation, man. Like, dude, you might be stuck in the bow shop, and you can't be chasing a 180 every single day, man. You're trying to make a living so that you can keep the lights on in the shop and build your brand, whatever you're doing. Like, I just. It's all got so construed though, because 10 years ago, if the three of us were in deer camp, bro, it would have been a whole different ball game, right? Where we would be having a totally different discussion when we were in deer camp, because we would all be sitting there like, yo, what'd you see? I passed an 8-pointer. You passed an 8-pointer? Why did you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
That's the difference. We used to count points. Now we measure inches.
Yeah.
An 8-pointer used to be, oh my gosh, you killed an 8-pointer? You know what I mean? That was the excitement. It wasn't, oh, what did he score? You know what I mean?
Dude, where I come from, a 180 is 180 dressed on a scale.
Yeah. We like them fat.
That's
better eaten. Yeah.
Oh, you shot a buck? How much did he weigh?
Exactly. Yeah. And he had 8 points? Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Talk of the town.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Wild times.
Yeah.
And I think that, and I hope that everybody goes into the season like, I just hope it changes for some reason. Like, I just have this like desperate hope in me that people will change, but they're not going to.
No.
They're not. And there was a time that I would be ashamed of posting a deer online because I feel as if somebody would shame me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
100%, dude. 100%. There was a time in my life that I would shoot a basket rack 8 or a 6 or whatever, and feel that like I would be shamed. You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't post it. Like there was a time in my life, and I don't care. Say what you want to say, dude. Good luck. I wish you the best.
The smaller ones are easier to drag anyway.
It's funny to think about because now that I think about it, wasn't even about inches or points. I guess it was points a little bit, but like when in my heyday, and like my heyday was like kind of before social media, I hate to say, but
mine was too.
It was a numbers game. It was tags filled. It wasn't how big. It was like I won't mention any names on here, but like me and some of my boys would be like, "Oh yeah, I shot one tonight," and you're like, "Shit, he's one up on me." And now you got to go out, you got to try to match him. And it was like it was really like when we got together. You know, the families of hunters that I grew up with, when you'd see each other, like maybe after Thanksgiving or something, it was, how many did you kill this year?
Hmm?
Oh, I killed 5. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So-and-so killed 6. And then, like, it was extra if it was, like, you throw a couple bucks in there, too. It was like, 5, 2 of them were bucks. It was like, oh, damn. But, like, nobody cared how big they were. It was,
nobody even asked.
It was how many did you kill?
Yeah. I like that game better.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's a lot of fun because, I mean,
there was times, man, where it was like every night you were getting bloody. Somebody was killing a deer every night, and it was like, shit.
Years like that.
Now I got to go help so and so get this deer out, and then the next day it's like, and I got another one. It was like, it's good times though.
But it's like, think of how many more smiles you had. You were less disappointed as a hunter then. You know what I mean? Like everybody was happy all the time because you're just out slaying deer.
Yeah.
It's just the way that it should be, man. Like I don't know where it got lost, and I don't know. And I bet you that, you know what, honestly, you know what it is? I bet you that it's still there. Like I bet you that there is plenty of people out there that still do it, and they still live that life. And we've just been sucked into this whole social media world where, like,
I think it is there, and I think the more, I think if the right people talked about it more, I think people would start kind of getting back on that program too. It's just like you got to just kind of push the message. Like, dude, go have fun. Nobody cares what you're shooting. Just go have fun. Enjoy it for what it is, man. Go spend time with people you care about and you love. Like, you only got so many Saturdays. You know what I mean? Like, just go have fun. Kill them. Then when you're sitting around the table eating some backstraps, talk about them.
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
I was thinking about it today, and shit, people are gonna hang me for this. I forget the name of the buck, but it was back in the 70s. It's the biggest buck in Iowa, typical 201, I think. It was killed on a deer drive with a shotgun, and it was the dude's first deer hunt ever. Mm-hmm. His buddy's like, "Hey, you want to do a deer drive?" He's like, "Yeah, sounds fun." Went out, shoots a 201, dude. Still to this day, the biggest buck in the state, typical. The thing is, with the size of a buck, every year you can get lucky and kill a giant.
Absolutely.
You don't get lucky killing 5 deer in a year.
No, that's skill.
People think because, so-and-so shot a giant, he must be.
Oh, we lost Stevie.
No, he was getting to the good part.
Yeah, but it's so true. I know exactly what he's saying. Is like his camera must have died or something. But anyways, I know exactly what he's saying. Like, it's not skill to shoot one big buck, and everybody thinks that it is that they shot one big buck, so it must be that guy's a really good hunter. No, it's the consistency of killing deer year after year after year.
That's it.
Year.
And let me touch on that. I've killed a ton of small bucks, man. I mean, a pile, like we were talking about before, and does. I couldn't even tell you my actual number. It's big. I didn't start killing bigger deer until, like you said, the consistency. I started having more time to sit. I started, being a little bit more patient and letting them come closer to me. I used to just, oh my God, there's a deer 30 yards, and I'd fling one and not have the right lane for it. Or it's definitely, it boils down to consistency. And I think the more time you spend in the woods, and like you said, you don't know how to kill a deer until you kill a deer. The more deer you kill, the better you're going to get at it. It's like anything else you do in your life. You just got to put the time in, you got to put the work in, and you got to kill deer. And that's the only way that you'll ever get to the point of consistently killing better deer.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got
hear you.
I'm back on the old iPhone, baby.
Yeah, he made
My computer's been warning me that I needed to do a restart the whole time, and then I just decided to do a restart on its own.
Yeah,
So,
well,
anyways, I don't know what I missed for a couple minutes, but basically what I was saying is you can get lucky shooting a giant, right?
yeah.
If you go out and kill 5 deer with your bow this year, that's not luck. Like there's skill. You have to have skill to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's undeniable.
There's no other way to put it. I mean, how could you say that that's not skill? You know what I mean? Like shooting deer with your bow is hard. You know,
Right.
just moving right, drawing at the right time, making sure they're not moving while you're shooting, and then putting a good shot on them. Like, there's a lot going on for that to happen. If you're killing 5 deer in a year, you 100% are a seasoned hunter that has a skill set that not a that I'm sure there's a lot of good skillful hunters, but it's something that you had to acquire over tons and tons of sits and doing it wrong. You know what I mean?
100%. But I guess my point is, it seems like as a culture, we tend to judge people's skill by the size of the buck they shot.
Right.
That's where it's
And I don't think that always transpires. Now, if you're going out shooting solid deer every year with your bow, nice bucks, like okay, that kind of transpires. But like
correct,
a one and done kind of thing doesn't kind of mean shit. It's consistency.
Yep. There's a lot of skill involved, but there's also a lot of luck involved, and sometimes people are just better at the whole luck end of it. You know.
You know, right. we say this in sales, and this definitely transpires into deer. It is the numbers don't lie, but people do. That's what we say.
It's like numbers don't lie. You can't deny it. If somebody's killing 5 or 6 deer a year, man, they're definitely putting that work in.
And you know, it's missing out on those good things. I know someone had jumped in on Instagram. There's a ton of comments coming in on that side, and they're just, I do miss pulling into a big buck contest in the '90s with the tailgate down, big bucks. Look, guys looking in the back. They were the better days. Meeting up with people and just real stories. Like that shit is lost, bro. Like
driving to multiple houses to show all your buddies what you just shot. You know what I mean? Like that's the part that's fun for me. Like, I'm coming. I'll call my dad. I shot one. I'm coming over. You go show him. Then I call my cousin. Then it's like you just go house hopping, and everybody's like, "Dude, that's awesome." You just share your excitement all night long. I mean,
dude, I used to have to go up to the center of town to the barber shop.
Hey guys, this is Melissa Bachman. Are you ready to stop spooking deer before it's even time to hunt them? Then you need the new Flex S Dark cellular trail camera from SpyPoint. With a no-glow flash option, long-lasting solar power, and a ton of settings that can be changed anytime through the SpyPoint app, there are no more excuses for letting your deer get wise before the season even starts. So check it out for yourself and see why the SpyPoint Flex S Dark is the unstoppable and undetectable scouting tool you need for your next hunt.
Midway USA brand product designers have one straightforward goal: develop high-quality, technically sound products and deliver them to customers at reasonable prices. If you are immersed in the shooting sports industry and pay close attention to every single detail, you know our products are built right and stand up to everyday use. Who has shooting mats and range bag systems to hunting clothing and just about everything for the outdoors? Log on and shop 24/7 with super fast shipping. MidwayUSA.com.
Bow hunting all comes down to a moment. And in the moment, you want equipment on your bow that will get the job done. Trophy Ridge products are the tools bow hunters trust. React Technology sights, rests, stabilizers, and quivers to help a bow hunter be successful in the field. And those tools are from Trophy Ridge.
And my barber didn't even hunt when I was a kid, but
But
guess what? All the old men in town were going to be at the barbershop at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. So as soon as you got out of the woods, the first place you had to do is go back up in front of the barbershop so all the old men could come out and check it out.
And they're all pumped up for you. That's awesome.
It's kind of the flip of it. I've always cut deer my entire life. Like deer season always in the cutting shop or, taxidermy or whatever. And like, it's so funny to hear this and definitely it's so relatable because I don't know how many deer they would come in like 3 days later that they were supposed to come to the butcher shop because everyone drove around town showing all their buddies the deer. And they're like, oh, why did I only get a half a box of meat? It's because the thing was on your tailgate for 3 nights, dude.
Yeah, only the inners were good.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is we didn't all carry
cameras in our pockets back then too. So like sometimes the only time you saw that deer is you had to see it in person, right?
Yep.
So you'd have to hang it out in the yard for 3 days, so everybody that drove by your house would make sure they knew that you shot a buck.
Let all the kids on the school bus see it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh. And you know something else that needs to be brought back like tenfold, and I've said this before in years past, 100% is the old photo albums. There is nothing better. And there's sometimes that you run into an old timer when you're on the river or you're at a deer hunting spot, and he reaches in and he grabs above the visor a handful of pictures, dude, and he's shuffling through those pictures. Yes, that is life, dude. That is
Bro,
reality.
I got them all. My phone dies. I still got all these memories right here. I told you we kick it old school.
See, that's
every year.
That is what it's all about right there, man. And there's days, you know, going back to the old man's house and digging through old pictures with ducks or deer or whatever and reminisce on that stuff. Like, these things don't last forever. I mean, Steve, most technical difficulty, if all of his hunting pictures were on his computer, he'd be screwed right now, right? Like, lose
I print them all.
I'm gonna
It's all
start.
about the paper photos.
You know what we should start doing? I'm gonna start a new trend. You know how like all those basic bitches go out and you got to do like the photo shoot for the Christmas cards every year. Like you don't send regular Christmas cards now. It's like a colored photo of like you and the dog. I'm gonna start sending out Christmas cards of me and my buck from November.
Do it, dude. I'm all about that life. I will hop on that trend and I will help you make it as big as it should be. I promise.
It's crazy. Rodger, so what do you guys got going on in the shop now? I know it's super busy, but I know it's coming up to season. Like, what do you guys got going on, and what's, you know, some of the things that you guys are doing?
We got tons of restrings going on right now, tons of arrow builds. That's about it. I mean, that's basically what we're doing. I have a lot of people, you know, looking for broadheads last minute. You know, a lot of orders coming in right now for stuff like that. So kind of just trying to sling them out as fast as I can. And I got him on board, so he helps me out a lot. He's my setup guy. He does all the prep work, and I do all the finish work. So it's a good little system we got, and it keeps us moving.
That's awesome. No, that's super cool. Why is this? Uh-oh. Are we having like the most technical difficulty ever? Might be for just like, it's all good. So
we're breaking the internet.
Yeah, I know. We started talking about old trends and everything starts to break around here. Oh man. So the shop is definitely busy then.
Oh yeah, we're pumping right now.
Jeez.
And I don't know if there was any confusion earlier, but I don't know if you specified. You're a split shop, so you're available in both New Jersey and Connecticut.
Correct. Yeah, I do work in both states. So right now with my Connecticut, my lead times are a little bit more because, you know, I only travel back every other week, but I try to accommodate everybody I can in both states. Yep.
Dude, that's and so then you could pick up, if there's somebody in Connecticut, then you could pick up their bow, bring it back to the shop, and vice versa.
Yep. And last year my shop was in Connecticut, but like I said, due to some stuff I had to come down here for, I moved the shop back down here. But yeah, same deal. I'll bring back 5-6 bows at a time. I'll restring them all, get them all tuned, then I'll bring them all back up, and then I have like a travel kit. And I'll bring, you know, if I have to, I'll bring my press up there. I'll set them up there. Whatever I got to do to accommodate everybody. I just like making sure everybody's good, man, and get everybody in the woods, and just it puts a smile on my face because, like I said, I keep it personal. And all fall, my phone just blows up, dude, with texted, you know, deer that are getting shot, and just knowing that I was even a little part of that just makes me so happy.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because didn't you start? I forget what you called it, but didn't you start doing something last year where you were like kind of shouting out guys that killed with your setups?
Yep, Bowguy blood trails. So every
yeah.
time, you know, people would send it to me, I just get their permission and I'd post their kill and just, you know, spotlight that, because without all them people, man, I got nothing, you know. I need my clients are what keep me rolling, and I appreciate everybody, you know, and it's kind of sweet because my clientele is just loaded with straight killers, man. You guys kill it every year, and it makes me so happy to just, like I said, just to be a part of that. It's so cool.
It makes the world go around.
100%, man. You got to clap for everybody, you know.
No, you definitely do. Like, and if anybody that doesn't and they take it as a jealousy thing, like that's That's in their own thing. Like for
They're
you,
miserable people.
Right.
you know, you should always and I've strived for this for a long time. Like, and I've kind of slacked on it in the past year or so. But like anytime I see somebody that posts something or whatever, just to go out of your way to congratulate them, like you don't know what that feels like. Like
Well, you can make their whole day, especially if they're not, if they're in a rough time or whatever. Just, you might be that one person they want to say congratulations to them. It's just, it doesn't hurt. I'll tell you what, it definitely doesn't hurt to just, it takes 3 seconds. You know what I mean?
it takes more energy to say something negative or think of something negative than it is to say something positive to somebody.
Correct. Yeah.
It takes less energy.
100%. I agree with that tenfold.
So, boys, I got to ask you one question. We ask everybody this, and we want to know what drives the both of you guys outdoors.
Just getting to do it with my dad is really what gets me out there, and what gives me the energy and stuff like that. Just creating memories, and I use the woods as like my church. I like to talk to God a lot in the woods, so.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Definitely just a time of field with who I get to do it with, and it's definitely special for us. And I mean, most of our stories that we have together probably involve, some form of being in the woods or shooting a bow or, whatever. Life is life, right? So I mean, for us, it's like you said, it's our church. It's where we go to zen out, man, and just get away from everything else. And it brings you back down. It calms you and it makes you feel at peace when you're out there, especially if you're out there with the right people.
And spending it and building those memories and all those great stories. I mean, I asked you what the greatest story was, and the greatest story was one that you guys had together in Indiana. So like, there's probably a million of those stories.
100%. We live for it, and that's what we try to push, and that's what we want other people to do too. Is just kind of make sure you're doing it because I don't know. Like it's always been important to me, and I started off with my dad and just pulling my kids into it and stuff, and just spending those days out there just chasing what you love to do. You know what I mean? It's a passion. We're obsessed with it. So
where can guys find Bowguy Custom Archery and all that stuff, and kind of get a hold of you or follow along with what you guys got going on? Because I know you guys are more on the social media stuff and filming and that kind of stuff too. So where can they kind of check you out and follow along?
we're all over. I have a page on Facebook that's under Bowguy Custom Archery. It kind of just highlights like the more shop stuff. Then on Instagram, we're at Bowguy_outdoors. That kind of highlights like our passion for it and what we're doing out there. I do put some business stuff on there too, obviously to let people know that's what we do. TikTok, and I guess that's it. I mean, I have a website, bowguycustomarchery.com. You can get some merch through there and whatnot, but we're all over. I mean, if you just throw a Google search up on Bowguy Custom Archery, it'll kind of guide you wherever you want to be.
Cool. We really appreciate you guys jumping on and spending it with us, and we can't wait to follow along with you guys' season and everything that you guys got going on. We're huge supporters of what you guys got, and it's very awesome to watch.
It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
We're happy you guys had us on for sure, and definitely be rooting for you this fall. I can't wait to see all the success.
Thanks. And it probably won't be the last time we have you on to come and hang out and chat with us and tell stories. I know we didn't really get much into bow tuning and all that. We kind of got on rants of other great stuff.
Yeah, we're all about it.
Yeah.
So
the next time we have you guys on, we'll probably be talking about somebody killing a good one this coming fall.
That's right.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to update your computer next time, though, Steve.
Yeah, it's working on update 12%. Please keep your computer on.
Yeah, you'll be ready by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. Steve will have to go to the store to buy a new one for next week.
Dude, my computer's been warning me to take care of this for at least the last 7 episodes. So
we're men. We procrastinate. It's what we do, but we're good at it.
So there's the exact example why people procrastinate and don't get their bows fixed when they're supposed to.
Listen, I had my priorities straight. It was either get my bow squared away or my computer, and I chose my bow. My bow ain't updating right now. I can tell you that right now.
No, that thing's already got the newest update. It's ready to kill.
Well, guys, this is absolutely fantastic. We appreciate everyone that jumps on and talked with us here on the Outdoor Drive. Make sure to go on and follow Rodger and Bowguy Customs And for everybody else, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.